Hello friends, welcome to TMXing Adventures. Lisa here. Last night I was on a meeting and every month we have, excuse the hands, I've been painting today and I'm going to go back out and keep painting, but I want to get lunch on. So every month we have a branch meeting where a whole group of us from all across different spaces get online and actually celebrate successes but also learn. And so last night I had the absolute privilege of presenting a dish from the magazine called Use It Up Flu Fighter Chicken Soup. Now you might remember yesterday I steamed some chicken. Well, the broth from underneath, that beautiful chicken broth, and the chicken, half the chicken was lunch and half was this. That was going into it. I did change this recipe significantly, okay? In the chat, tell me if you like coriander. I would love to know. And while you're there commenting as well, make sure if you're watching on, you are hitting the subscribe button, especially those of you on YouTube this evening. So this recipe is in our magazine. You can buy it in the Thermomix mix shop. It's also at Woolworths and Coles, possibly, but it is awesome. I was actually really hesitant. I didn't know if it was going to be successful because I changed a lot of stuff. I left out the gross green coriander. We don't love it in my family. Actually, hubby doesn't mind it. The rest of us, squishy ants, okay? That's what comes to mind. So left out the coriander, left out the chili. Oh, I left out the kale. Is kale even a food? I don't know. I was going to use spinach, but I didn't want to go to the shop, so I didn't bother at all. Anyway, so this is what it created, this beautiful soup. Now, I tasted it last night, and even with those changes, it is amazing, okay? I was really surprised. Like, I got off I tasted at the end of the meeting and I got back on camera and I said, oh guys, you got to give this a go because it's actually amazing. I couldn't help myself. I kept eating more. So today we're going to reheat it because I got off the meeting at like 8:30. It was too late, already eaten dinner. We're going to reheat in our Thermomix. So if you don't know how to reheat on your TM31, 5, 6 or 7, today's the day you learn. So on our TM6 and TM7, we have shortcuts that are going to help us in our modes. Just a little tip, use your spatula or something to pour onto and break the fall so that it doesn't splash. Look at all these goodies in here, by the way. That green on top is all the parsley. Look at all this chicken. Yum. Shredded, beautiful chicken. And then there's turmeric broth underneath. Yum. So, back to what I was saying. If you've got a TM6, TM7, we have a mode. But if you have a TM31 or a TM5, you don't have a mode. You need to do it a little different. So let me tell you now, TM31, TM5, friends, you are going to go to slow spoon, the slowest setting on your Thermomix. You're going to put in, let's say 90 degrees is a good temperature for soup. And then you're going to put it on 15 minutes. Now you're going to have to keep an eye on your Thermomix, and after 15 minutes when it's done, you have to decide if it's hot enough. So that might be giving it a stir and then tasting it. It might be looking at the dots. So if you're on a TM31, you know that when you pick 90 degrees, it flashes until it gets there and then it holds solid. So it might be actually noticing that it's solid, and on the TM5 it tells you, the little number above tells you if it's got to that temperature. Okay, so that's how you do it on a TM31 or a TM5. On a TM6 and a TM7 we have modes. So I'm going to put this lid in place. I'm going to bring up my modes with my little blade symbol, and I'm actually going to go to warm up. Now warm up, you pick the temperature, you actually check your speed that you want to go, and off you go. So I'm going to, 70 is too less. I want to go all the way up to 90 because it has got chicken in there as well. So I want it really piping hot, not necessarily boiling. I don't need it that hot, but hot like that. It's on reverse, which is, I do not want to chop up my chicken any further. And you can see here you've got slow stir, you've got 1 or 2. I'm going to go slow stir. And then I simply press play. Now you can do this on your TM6 as well. You have a warm up mode. Mine gets most used through winter for hot chocolate, would you believe? But really good for leftover soup. If you've got a liquidy curry, it's no good for risottos and stuff. If you're reheating risotto, you need to did we talk about reheating the other day and how I had no microwave? I'm fairly certain we did. So reheating then in the Varoma, so that, you're keeping away the blades when it's something that's gluggy. This is really, as you saw me pour it in, it is a soup, very liquidy, but with chunks of chicken. So it's not going to have a problem moving. But some curries might be too thick and you'll end up chopping it all up in there. And so that's when reheating over steam is the way to go. So let me know in the chat if you use warm up mode. I'd love to know whether that's something you do. With the 6 and 7, TM6 and TM7, it's going to stir until it senses that it is hot inside. Incredibly clever of the Thermomix to do so. So, short and sweet from me today. If I can help you get a TM7 on the bench, head to my website if you live in Australia, okay? If you live overseas, I can't help, I'm so sorry. But if you live in Australia and you want a TM7, reach out. If you've got a TM31, TM5 or TM6 and you have questions about recipes, I'm more than happy to answer them. And I hope that you enjoy these videos, helping you get the most out of whatever model Thermomix you have. But otherwise, guys, take care. Oh, and share these videos. That's the other thing I want to say before you go. Share these videos, friends and family who have a Thermomix, because we want them to get the most out of it as well. It's so nice to have a community of friends around you who talk Thermomix with you, who are like, oh my goodness, I made this soup and you need to try it. All right, so send videos to them as well so that they can get the most out of their Thermomix. But otherwise, guys, have a fantastic day. Take care in all you're doing, and I'm going to see you in the next video soon. Oh, hello, Kim. Bye for now.